And I want to take a moment to tell you a short story which really will kind of encapsulate everything that is wrong with our economic and political system. Some of you may have noticed that 2 or 3 weeks ago, Goldman Sachs, one of the major financial institutions on Wall Street, reached a settlement with the United States government and paid $5 billion. They reached that settlement because they were guilty of selling worthless packages of subprime mortgage loans. They were lying to investors about what was in those packages. They paid a fine of $5 billion. That's point number one. And you got to think about that for a second. Wall Street is the most powerful economic entity in the United States of America, and virtually all of the major banks have a business model which is based on fraud. Number two, when we talk about the political power of big money interest, Goldman Sachs itself, over the last 25 years, has had 2 executives from their company, from Goldman Sachs, become secretaries of the Treasury. And many other people from Goldman Sachs have assumed very important governmental positions under Republican and Democratic administrations. That is called the revolving door. You know what the revolving door is? You go from Wall Street to government, you do Wall Street's business while you're in government, then you leave and you go back to Wall Street, you make a whole lot more money. Number 3, like many other major Wall Street and powerful corporate interests, Goldman Sachs has made millions and millions of dollars of campaign contributions, and in fact have paid certain speakers $225,000 for an hour's work. All right. Number 4, point number 4. So you're looking at a fraudulent Wall Street. You're looking at a political system in which power rests with powerful financial institutions. You're looking at their political power coming from major campaign contributions and speakers' fees. But the 4th point that I want to make probably gets the American people angriest of all. Some kid in Indianapolis tonight gets picked up for possession of marijuana. That kid will have a criminal record for the rest of his life. And that's not a joke. That's not a joke. Because if you have a criminal record and you go in and you're trying to get a job and your employer says, well, tell me about yourself. Ever been arrested? Well, yes, sir, I was arrested. Well, I got somebody else interested in that job. Not an insignificant thing. But I want you to consider this. If you are the executive of a major Wall Street firm whose illegal behavior destroyed the lives of millions of Americans, you don't get a criminal record, not at all. You get an increase in your compensation package. And that is why we need to bring justice back to a broken criminal justice system. The word has got to go out. The word has got to go out from one end of this country to the other, that it is not just low-income kids who are going to get criminal records. Even if you are powerful and a billionaire, if you break the law, you are going to pay the price.